Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome back to Byzantium here in EU4, where I totally did not at all forget to take Corfu again, because that would be literally the stupidest thing I could ever do, to just forget to take Corfu back, so we could get that wonderful decision to get Triumph for Greece, and get that 10 prestige and 25 army tradition. Yeah, I just totally... I didn't forget at all. No, we totally... Son of a bitch. Alright, guys, so, what are we up to today? Well, first of all, we're going to expand our Crimean holdings. We have a claim on Theodoro, who is currently at war with Crimea, who is attacking Crimea in the Theodorian Crusade against Crimea. Well, don't let me stop you, Of course... we don't necessarily need to attack Theodoro. Theodoro actually has a good number of allies, and that would make for kind of an unnecessary war. So what we could do instead is attack Trebizond. So we'll start fabricating a claim on them. We're also fabricating a claim on the Papal State to try to get a claim so that we can actually start expanding into Italy once again. And start taking some of these juicy states in here. Although somehow Florence has swung an alliance with France. Go figure. At any rate, now one thing we can think about is if we can manage to get into Italy here, if we can find a way to actually, get to Savoy. Although, wow, Savoy's allied to both France and Castile. France, you're being an alliance whore again. Stop it. Stop being allies with everyone. Why are you allied with me, even? I mean, well, I get why you're allied with me. I actually have troops and money and power and... trade and things of that nature, but what does Florence bring to the table? I mean, honestly, there are 15 development. Whew, France. All right, Silius kind of lost his temper for a second there, but now we're back. The Muscovites. I just reloaded the game, so the Muscovites have decided. You know what? Actually, I do hate the Byzantines. Okay, we're the only other major Orthodox country, but if you feel that passionately about it. Alright, we do have to worry about these Crimean separatists about to fire. There's actually going to be 25,000 of them, which is a little scary. We could train a little bit more artillery to kind of beef up the back line a little bit. I think that makes sense. What's our combat width is 27 though, isn't it? And this army doesn't even have enough troops to cover the front line. So I mean, we could very easily just train some more infantry and increase the effectiveness of our army without paying ludicrous amounts of ducats for it. Now, if we combine these troops into a death stack, it might be a little bit of a different story, but... we are still coring provinces, of course. We're going to have to worry about rebels from more than one direction, as well. It's going to take 169 days to build this musketeer. I say we just refund the troop, honestly. Little nasally today, a little stuffy. Tis the season. Actually, I say 'tis the season. It's November 2nd, and for some reason it's 75 degrees outside. I'm not saying global warming's a thing, but it's a little hot, and it's kind of ruining the mood. You know what I mean? I was waiting. I was ready for some wintry goodness, some nice and cold, so that I don't have to run my air conditioner. But no, I was robbed. Looks like France is fighting Provence over an excommunication war. It's pretty interesting. And we're making 17 ducats a month in profit. Holy cow. And that's with 3, advisors as well. Let's see. Do we want to pick up any techs right now? I think the answer to that one is no, because we would really like to improve Constantinople as a province, because... we'd like the printing press to appear faster than it's naturally appearing. And currently it's only at 30%. And it's only going up by 0.2 per year or something like that, right? Yeah, so... I think we should develop this province a little bit. First, we should look at, is there anything else better we could spend our points on? The answer doesn't really appear... for Diplo points, yeah, we're behind in tech. We could definitely, stand to improve that, as it were. And besides, we're spending Diplo points on annexing Jandar as well. So that being said, let's improve the base tax and the military power of Constantinople. We're getting about 5% and now 6% per point that we dump into this. So if we look at the institution, we're now at 53%, up from 30, and it increases the rate further as well, which is really important. So the question becomes: is it worth dumping all of our points into Constantinople just to get this institution? And given that we're already ahead of tech on military anyway for the next 7 years, I really don't see a downside to doing this. Plus, we'll get like crap tons of manpower out of this. I mean, already the base manpower of this province is 3,664. That's just insane. Now we do have a barracks, which is good, and we could actually stand to build a regimental camp in some of our provinces. Normally, I don't play countries that are rich enough to be able to do that, but that may be something worth looking at as well. But I think we'll go ahead and we'll save a little bit of admin, focus on focusing Constantinople militarily, just to get that extra institution progress. I mean, we're already at about 60%, and it's going to keep going up every month by 0.2. But I mean, even at that rate, like let's look at this. So I'm going to ignore the 0.03, even though it would stack up over time. I mean, I don't know. I've got a calculator open. Let's just do this. Let's do this shit. So we're at 59.93%. Which is we have about 40.07% left to go, which divided by 0.23, it's 174 months. That would take us 14 years to actually adopt. Yeah. So we'd be at about a 27% tech malice by the time that we got there. Alright, we're missing a rival, apparently. And the only people... We could rival Castile back, which would be interesting. It may break our alliance with France, which would really suck, actually, but, you know. These things happen. Now, we would obviously love to destroy France, but unfortunately France has some really weird alliance, or rival choices. One thing I'm scared about is when we attack the Mamluks again, fairly soon... You know, after we defeat them and take a bunch of their land, are they going to be angry at us? Are they going to like rival us randomly, or will they rival the Spanish since since they could actually attack the Spanish? Though that may not be true once we get into Italy, so I guess we'll see what happens, right? Country is doing quite well. We're at 557 development, not including our vassals, which are both semi-large as well. And we are currently still annexing Jandar. Alright, we've converted the heretics of Adana to the one and only true faith. The last bastion... Well, I guess we're not the last bastion of Orthodox Christianity, considering that it's still flourishing in Russia, but... We're going to convert some stuff. We're about to get a crap ton of rebels here as well. So it looks like the Wallachians declared their own war against Crimea, and this is crazy. We've even got Chernigov separatists as well. That's insane. All right, little scared of this rebel stack. They've got a 2-3-3. They've got a 2-3. We've got a 3-2. They've got 13 infantry, 7 cav, 5 artillery, and we've got less cav, less artillery, more infantry. So we'll see what happens. We are, slightly bigger, a little bit more combat width, but we're not taking river crossing. We have much more morale, which is an encouraging start. However, we are taking more damage in the shock phase, as it were. Pretty brutal battle. We're going to lose a lot of manpower as a result of this, yeah. 10,500. Jeez. To anyone who says humanist ideas is useless, I posit that every time you fight a rebel stack and lose that many troops, that if you had humanist ideas and you never had the rebels fire in the first place, then you would have that much more manpower every time you have to fight rebels. So, That's just something I always think about, but teach their own, I guess. Some people find the idea of tolerance to be like a little, like they're not into the idea of tolerance. Like, why should we tolerate anything? Everything should be art. Like, I'm like, okay, like I get if that's like your real life belief, but in the game, it's a really good thing because then people don't rebel, and then you don't lose manpower and money fighting rebels. It just seems like a net gain, and I don't get why people are so opposed to it. Anyway, I'm not talking about real life. Keeping my hand out of the real life politics jar. I'm just saying in game, it's usually a net benefit to have tolerance. So mentees, let's see, it's like this province here. We can get benign neglect. Let's just get some tax modifier for like a year or whatever, or like 5 years, whatever this modifier is. Yeah, it's 5 years of double tax from this province. I mean, it makes sense. It's okay. We could actually build our first manufactory. We have enough money, and it's a reasonable venture, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and build one in Hood of Endigar here. Alright, we do have a Croatian separatist threatening to fire as well. However, this army will have a better general to deal with them. And we've actually gotten to the point where we can fabricate a claim on Trebizond. So let's do that. Fabricate on Kaffa. Alright. Let's go ahead and I think we'll only take Kaffa in this war, but then we'll force them to convert back to Orthodox, since that's something that people in the comments have really wanted me to do. Interestingly, Trebizond is guaranteed by Georgia, who is currently getting obliterated by Imereti, apparently. I'm not sure how this is happening, but I mean, maybe he's not getting obliterated, but he wouldn't join in it if we attacked right now. So, especially since he's Trebizond's rival, he just never revoked his guarantee for some reason. Theodoro almost wouldn't join, but we actually see an independent Genoa here as well. This is getting very, very weird very quickly. Alright, looks like France is fighting a pretty brutal war with the, he just got out of his war with Provence. He got quite a bit of war exhaustion from that, but interestingly, even though France is the Mamluks' rival, he will not join us in an offensive war just because he thinks it's too far away. I mean, sure. All right, let's go ahead and attack Trebizond, and his ally Theodoro. Hey guys, we'll get the fleet in position. Hey guys, we're going to take a straight crossing, but we outnumber them significantly, so shouldn't be too big of a problem. We will lose some manpower, but that's the way it goes, right? Yeah, we still killed about as many of them as they killed of us, so... Looks like the fort in Crimea is actually preventing us from moving to stack wipe them, which is unfortunate, but... It's either that or deal with the rebels that they have over there. We do have the Croatian separatists that have fired, so we're going to go ahead and attack them. Our 5 shock generals should be able to make short work of them. Yep, crushed them. Alright, let's see if we can get this army over here. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and kill your rebels, sure. I mean, it's their tech and morale and stuff, so I'm not, like, really overly concerned about it. I mean, I never want to kill somebody else's rebels, but... Right, let's go blockade the port. We won another 7% siege, if you can believe it. Alright, looks like they're making a break for it. The Trebizondians and the Theodorans. And we're going to meet them in Theodoro, stack wipe them, and then siege down their province. Yep, 10.6 war score. And now we're going to fabricate claims. Welcome back to the Empire! I missed you guys. I really did, you know. It's been a long time coming, but I think it's time to come back. Please give us peace. I don't think so, Trebizond. He converted to a different religion. It looks like Ragusa has converted to the Protestant faith, and Dalmatia is going to convert to the Reformed faith, since we have a two centers of Reformation very close, actually, which is unfortunate, but not much we can do about it. Now, thankfully, we do have the bonus missionary strength from our... yeah, we do have the missionary strength from our national ideas. Was the word I was looking for. Siege of Theodoro is over! Sorry about the Theodoran fleet, because we're gonna try to take Trebizond as well. Like the actual province. Now, their fate, I'm not really sure what I want to do about them. Do I want to vassalize them? Do I want to just take their land? I mean... Theodoro would be an interesting vassal simply because they're already Orthodox. Would also only be about 15 aggressive expansion, which is not too bad. They also have the Komnenos dynasty, which could be something that we're interested in getting back on our throne, as it were. So yeah, let's go ahead and vassalize Theodoro here. Which means we're now at war with Crimea again, apparently. Oh dear. Alright, sure. We don't have any claims on them, unfortunately, but... hilarious nonetheless. I'm sure the Crimeans would accept peace if we offered it to them, but... I'm not really in a forgiving mood today, am I? With that being said, we are reaching the kind of the time limit here, so I'm going to end this episode for now, but I'll join you next time where we're going to keep expanding just as much as we can, just like the real Rome. You know, we're Romans. We're expanding again, and it feels great. So anyway, thank you for joining me, my fellow Romans, and I'll see you on the next one.